it the Gemini placements need to know? What's coming up in June 2025 for Geminis? All right, so you have loss in reverse, which is good. Okay, that's good energy. So it's not a case of you clinging on to something. This is actually you realizing that whatever you have, because this is something you've already surrendered, right? You've already surrendered this. And it's funny because that doesn't always mean this, right? I don't just read the cards, I read energy. But automatically, it felt so much lighter picking this card up for you, right? So I feel like a lot of you guys have already been surrendering whatever is no longer for you, or whatever you're not in alignment with, or whatever you know has come to its natural end, right? Been needing to be released, okay? So I feel like you've already done that. And now it's a case of finding out what your new normal is without this factor in your life, okay? Especially if you feel like this is something major, where you feel like you are maybe creating something new, or you're having to get accustomed to its presence no longer being in your life, okay? This is feeling more like you are starting to navigate what it means to have this change be your new normal, okay? So definitely exploring that is going to be really important in the month of June, okay? So I do feel like when it comes to the surrendering of something, you've already done that. There may be some emotional processing that's still needed though, okay? Because obviously, you know, depending on what it is, it could have an emotional impact, or it could be something that just requires a bit more time to process, right? Especially emotionally, but you'll get there for sure, okay? But I feel like whatever this is, you've already released it. All right, so let's have a look at that in more detail. Tell me more about this for Gemini placements. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So you've already released something major that you know wasn't part of, say, the bigger picture, the grand design of your life, if you will, right? So you may have thought that something was connected in some shape or form with your legacy, with your generational blessings, wealth, abundance, or something that was part of maybe the lifestyle that you was going to carve out, or the family unit, you know, a relationship you was going to have. But you're realizing this wasn't it, okay? So it may have looked or appeared that way on the surface, right? But you're realizing this really wasn't it, okay? And so instead of trying to force something to fit where it doesn't belong, you released it. So that's really good. That's actually very positive. Tell me more for Gemini. Tower reverse, exactly. We've been talking about the cleanup operation. So that's where you find yourself in the month of June, right? The dust is settling, so now you're sweeping, right? Spring cleaning. Getting used to this new normal, right? So for you, what would actually serve you very well at this time is maybe making changes that support the energy and the lifestyle and the experience you want to have now. So say, for example, if you had a relationship that broke apart, right? And this person has moved out, instead of leaving everything exactly as it was, maybe it's a good opportunity to do some spring cleaning, right? Maybe remove some items that you know you no longer want. Maybe there's some things that you feel like, you know, you don't vibe with, or it's not your aesthetic, or it's not the energy you want to invite in. So you remove those stuff, you know, you sell those things, you give it to charity, okay, you donate it, maybe give it to a friend, whatever the case may be, right? And you replace it with something that you feel like is something that you genuinely really like, right? Or you remove some things to open up the space further so it feels more inviting and free and airy, and you can welcome in the new energy. You know what I mean? These are just examples, but you get what I mean. That's the energy we have here. So you may find as well in June that you're really focused on spring cleaning, right? And just, yeah, creating the kind of environment that you want to welcome the new energy into, right? I've got this energy before, so this is something that's definitely being highlighted for you at this time, right? Now that the dust is settling. So it's like you've already braced yourself, you already faced the big breakdown of a situation, a foundation, And now it's like the cleanup operation, right? And the preparation for the new. Exactly, justice. But everything is equalizing accordingly. Everything's balancing out as it needs to. Okay? So that's what you need to know. The fact that you were willing to let go once you recognize something wasn't truly for you, that is when you balance the scales in your own life. And that's what the divine is confirming, right? That you restored balance in your life. You created balance within by choosing to release that which is not for you, okay? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. It's not for you. So you let it go. So that's awesome. Yeah. Everything's balancing out accordingly. Even if you feel like with something leaving your life, that there was some kind of big financial hit, it's still nothing compared to what you will gain and experience in the future. Because I'm telling you, this situation was not the Ten of Pentacles. Right? It's not the Ten of Pentacles. Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, so you're not ready to start anew yet. Again, this is preparation, cleanup, right? The dust is settling and now you are adjusting, you are preparing, you are planning. That's the energy you're in the month of June, right? So you're getting to work. You're setting the scene, setting the stage to invite what it is that you want. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Joe. Yes, thank you so much. But yeah, that's essentially what June is going to mean for you guys, right? So you're like, this is my time. This is my opportunity to usher in what it is that I want, right? But more than that, it's to create the kind of environment that is conducive to what I want to experience, right? Because you understand that everything needs to be kind of in alignment, right? So it's like, it literally is like, imagine you have a visitor coming, right? Someone you're excited to see, right? And you're making your home nice and cozy and comfy and pleasant for them to like be in, to welcome them in, right? It's that kind of energy with whatever changes are occurring in your life, whatever it is you want to usher in. You're making the environment a cozy, warm place to invite that energy in, you know, which is wonderful. So honestly, I feel like you are doing exactly what you need to do in the month of June, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's great making changes and taking leaps and, you know, doing something differently that you feel like is more in line with what you want now and what you feel your needs are. But, you know, it's always important to make sure that you do the groundwork first, right? And that's what I see you doing in the month of June, is making sure that whatever foundation you create, establish, or rebuild at this time, that it's going to be solid. So by making sure you're solid and your foundation's solid, whatever you call in from this point is like an accompaniment, right? Rather than pinning it all on this one particular thing that is coming in. You understand? So that's amazing. And like I say, that's happening because you are solid. So that's very good. So amazing energy for you, Gemini. Okay, it does look like you're getting to work. Exactly. I'm telling you, you approaching it this way, your reality is going to mirror your frequency, your output. I'm telling you, right? So it's definitely worth it. I'm telling you guys, you're on the money, you're on the ball, you're doing the right thing, you're approaching it in the right way. So if you know this is you, keep going in that energy, keep going in that direction, okay? Because it's going to serve you very well. So I hope that does help.